Hi, folks. I just want to talk about a concept this evening called group polarization. And I'm going to talk about it in regards to politics, but I think you'll be able to apply it to a lot of different things. The easiest way to explain it is group polarization occurs when I like to follow or believe in a certain principle or team concept or organization, and I dislike another one. And what I start to do is, over time, unless I spend some time listening to the other side and paying some attention to the other side, I start to gravitate more towards a group of people that agree with me, and I dislike the group who disagrees with me more and more and more, and this is group polarization. An example of this would be if I say I hate Tom Brady, but I love the Chiefs. Unless I hang around with some people who are from Boston or hang around with some people who are Patriots fans and try to listen to them and try to understand their viewpoint, I'm gradually, if I hang around mostly Chiefs fans, I'm going to love the Chiefs more and hate the Patriots more. And, granted, Tom Brady doesn't play there. I know. But anyway, point being, if I sort of say, hey, I hate the Patriots, and stop spending any time with anybody who likes the Patriots and say, hey, I'm going to cut you all out. I can't hear you. You're idiots. I'll never listen to you again. I don't even want to understand your viewpoint on Tom Brady or the Patriots. And I only pay attention to Chiefs fans, then I'm only going to love the Chiefs. In football, that's probably not a huge ordeal, right? But in politics, it becomes this really big issue. And I'm going to kind of show you here. I have this little graph that I made, and somebody's going to be offended by this, I'm sure. So if you're offended by my graph, then I apologize. You can get over it, I guess. So I'm going to kind of walk through what I've laid out here. I've laid out a spectrum of sorts. And what's interesting about the spectrum is once you get into the far corners over here and the far corner over here, they actually start to touch somehow, even though they would theoretically be separated. I'll give you an example, okay? So here in the middle, starting with the moderates, we have the what I would call moderate, typical Democratic Party. And again, there's a spectrum here. I totally acknowledge that. Some Democrats are more conservative leaning, some are more liberal leaning. I get that. It's a spectrum. I'm not arguing with you. But in painting in broad strokes with stereotypes of all sorts, the moderate Democratic Party and the moderate Republican Party are not super far apart on a lot of issues, right? So John McCain and trying to think of a good example over here. I guess Joe Biden, I guess I'll throw him out there. I mean, there's a whole, it opens up a whole nother can of worms. But just as an example, those two guys were friends. They were people who could get along and they could discuss, even if they disagreed on a topic, they could discuss and try to find common ground and get a compromise accomplished. These two are not that far apart. I put a picture of Ted Cruz in here and put a little image of Bernie Sanders to indicate these are people that are left of and right of center, right? So this is the center moderate, quote unquote, whatever you want to call it, parties. And then you have sort of the left of center and right of center. Ted Cruz came in the Tea Party. He's a Tea Party Republican, or was a caucus of the Tea Party. Bernie Sanders calls himself Democratic Socialist, so he's still he's a neoliberal, but he's left of that towards socialism a little bit. And then you have kind of the hardcore, and I put the socialist fist here, and notice it's fairly close to Bernie, because again, he's a Democratic Socialist. And then there's people that are left of that. To the left over here, this would be headed towards the anarchists, burn the whole system down, the whole system's corrupt, everybody needs to be thrown out. Hardcore end over here, like burn down the government, blow them up kind of stuff. Over on the right here, I have Ted Cruz, and then I have a much larger gap between him and the farthest right that I could think of, and I had a hard time trying to come up with a good far right person that you would know, or far right symbol that you recognize. This could be the alt-right, you could call that over here, Richard Spencer type folks, Identity Europa kind of stuff. I put the Iron Cross here with a drop of blood. Those are historically neo-Nazi and KKK symbols and symbology. And notice, I'm not tying it to Ted Cruz at all. These are people that are way right of Ted Cruz, but I'm just saying on a political spectrum, they're on the same side, quote unquote, but they don't necessarily have the same beliefs. And what they do have in overlapping beliefs, it's kind of like what Bernie Sanders and socialists have in overlapping beliefs. They have some overlapping beliefs, but in a lot of ways they don't necessarily go with each other. And again, I try to make them a little further apart just to indicate that Ted Cruz is not a part of the KKK. So don't think I'm saying that. Don't turn off the video because you're offended. Just hold on. Hear me out. Once you get further over here into this corner, again, you get to the crazies. You get to the Timothy McVeigh, let's bomb the federal building, kind of blow it up, anarchy, throw down the government That sounds familiar. This corner and this corner are kind of the same, right? I said that earlier. Okay. My little weird colored dotted lines here, these represent the colored bands, the colored glasses, if you've ever heard the term rose-colored glasses, whatever you want to call it. These are our filters, our selective outrage filters, okay? And we filter everything that comes in around us from both sides. So if I'm a Republican, I'm going to filter what I hear from Ted Cruz and filter what I hear from the far right. I'm also going to heavily filter what I hear from the left, and even furthermore, I'm going to filter stuff over here. And so what I start to do with my Facebook filters is, if I see somebody who's a Democrat, I've already got a pretty heavy Democrat filter up. I might still see some of their stuff, but that's okay. I don't see a lot of it. The Bernie bros, if I have people that are Bernie fans, I'm probably, really heavily blocking them. They've got a little more block up. Because I'm a Republican, I don't want to hear this stuff. And the socialists, ain't nobody got time for that. You can miss me with all that stuff. And so I've got tons of bands between me and that. So I'm going to probably unfriend, dislike, unsub. I'm going to not see anything probably over here, very little here, and only a little more here. But again, though, I'm not necessarily going to, just because I'm a Republican, doesn't mean I'm a fan of Ted Cruz. I may or may not be. If I like Ted Cruz and he's a little right of center, might mess with him, maybe not. Richard Spencer, the alt-right stuff, I may have that pretty heavily filtered too. And so I'm kind of in my own cocoon of people that I agree with and people that I like, and I'm not really listening to anybody that I dislike. Same thing over here. I'm not calling out the Republicans. Democrats do it too. If I'm a moderate Democrat, I might hear some regular Republicans, some moderate Republicans, maybe a little bit of Ted Cruz-ish, kind of right of center folks. I might hear a little bit of that. This stuff over here, I'm not seeing a whole lot of it because I don't want to see it. I'm filtering anything like that out over here, this, super hard right stuff. If I'm a Bernie bro, I'm not only filtering out, moderate Democrats, I'm also super filtering out anything right of that. And if I'm a socialist, I listen to Bernie maybe some. I sort of hardcore dislike the Democratic Party. I hate the Republicans. I hope Ted Cruz dies. And, I don't even know what they want to do with these people, right? And so you have these kind of various levels of dislike, not paying attention, filtering, whatever you want to call it, whatever words you want to use, right? We then sort of insulate ourselves and only hear people that are kind of in our band, so to speak, right? I would also say I use these little arrows to indicate viewpoint direction. What I mean by that is, if I'm a socialist, I don't really care about the anarchists that are behind me. That's not really my thing, so I'm not paying attention to that. I'm only paying attention to people I want to criticize. So I'm going to criticize Bernie a little bit, but I basically criticize everything that gets further away from me in the direction of this arrow. And so if I'm a liberal and I'm a socialist, criticizing Bernie a little, criticizing these people more, lots more criticism, super lots of criticism. I'm yelling, screaming, hopping mad about everything they say or do or whatever, okay? Same thing goes this direction, right? If I'm a moderate Republican, I tolerate the Democrats, not a big fan of Bernie. Socialism gets me burning, I'm going to throw things. If I'm Ted Cruz, moderate Republicans are weak, Democrats are trash, Bernie Sanders is mega hot, flaming trash, and socialists deserve traitorous deaths. And if I'm super hard right, anywhere over here, anywhere in this vicinity, whatever, I mildly dislike Ted Cruz or tolerate him somewhat only when he agrees with me. Tolerate the Republican Party in so much as they agree with me, and if they don't, then they can go. The Democrats, they should deserve to die. Bernie Sanders should double die, and socialists should triple die, right? People here on the far right, they basically call anybody left of Democrats commies, which is sort of stupid because nobody over here is a communist until you get way over here somewhere. But anyway, all that to say, how we see things depends on our perspective, and we then a lot of times insulate our perspective and sort of try to keep it the same. And you might say, well, what's wrong with that? If I think my perspective's correct and right and morally and logically correct, why should I care? Well, the issue then becomes when people say things, we filter what they say through our various assorted lenses, and a lot of times we will actually have people on our side that we don't realize are on our side, or we sort of disavow without realizing that we agree with them in a lot of areas, which is an issue. But also the larger issue can become when we hear things that we disagree about and we hear differently, that actually starts to push us further and further apart. And so this chasm right here that doesn't seem that big can start to grow. And people that are somewhat right move further right, people that are somewhat right, a little more right move further right, people that are a little bit left move further left, people that are more left move further left, etc., right? And so then we can become more and more polar opposites, right? If I already dislike the Patriots, start hanging around with a lot of Chiefs fans, then I hate the Patriots more, love the Chiefs more, and I just get more and more polarized, right? Okay, here's 2 examples of that really quickly. Let's say somebody gets on conservative radio, conservative talk show, Donald Trump makes an announcement, whoever it is, some conservative Republican, right of center voice says something, right? The other night, Tucker Carlson said that young man that shot 2 people in Kenosha, you probably heard about it, I don't remember his name right now, but he was 17 years old, he had an AR-15, he shot a couple protesters. Tucker Carlson basically said, yeah, that makes some sense. It had to happen at some point. No one else was doing anything. Okay, if you're a Republican, you heard him say that and you probably said, well, it had to happen? That's a little extreme, Tucker. I don't know about that. If you're kind of Ted Cruz area, you might say, well, I don't agree with a young kid having a gun, but I kind of understand where he's coming from. If you're over here, you're going, heck yeah, man, let's go, boogaloo. If you haven't heard about the Boog, you need to check into that. These people over here think that a big race war is coming. They want to start it. They want to be a part of creating it. And so these guys over here are like, heck yeah, man, let's kill some people. Let's kill some brown and black people. We want to start a boogaloo kind of thing, especially over here in this area, right? Over here, people hear Tucker Carlson say something like that. Moderate Democrats say, dude, this guy's insane. He's advocating for kids to have guns and go shoot people. You're insane. Bernie Sanders people, double insane. People over here are like, cancel Tucker Carlson, kill Tucker Carlson. Who cares what you do, right? And so what's interesting is cancel culture can go both directions. I think a lot of people think it only comes from kind of the liberal view, but it definitely comes from both sides. Cancel culture, anybody can get canceled. Okay, a great example of this is Al Franken. A couple years ago, these pictures came out where he was, kind of pantomiming groping a lady who was asleep. He immediately left the Senate and said, hey, I deserve to get kicked out. I'm out. I'm resigning. He left the Senate. All this sort of stuff. People over here were going, hey, you can't call out anybody on the right for sexually assaulting anybody or not being tough enough on sexual assault when you have a guy in your club who's about it. And so these folks were wanting to cancel Al Franken. Al Franken, he basically canceled himself. And so these folks over here will cancel things that they don't believe in. So, for example, right now here, everyone's screaming about Joe Biden's a socialist. He's going to make America a super socialist place. Well, that's not really true. Joe Biden's not a socialist. For people over here on this side of the news media say Joe Biden wants to defund the police. No, he doesn't want to. He said that many times. And so what starts to happen is these folks start to lump everybody over here into one group, and it doesn't make a lot of sense. Same thing goes the other direction. I hear a lot of my liberal friends who will say, hey, regular Republicans might as well be white supremacists. That's not accurate. It just isn't. These people that are right here are not white supremacists. They're just not. Okay? There's a big difference there. Are there some rare areas where they might have something in agreement? Like, for example, some Republicans might want less immigration and these guys want zero immigration. Yeah, I suppose they overlap in belief system. And so generally we align them as being on the same side, but they're not really on the same side. They're on a spectrum of sides, right? And so if someone says anything about immigration that's even sort of negative, Democrats are outraged, the Bernie Bros are super outraged, the socialists are triple outraged, right? And so we can sort of, based on our viewpoint, based on people that we listen to, based on people that we interact with, we then can get heated, right? So Tucker Carlson says something, and objectively, it was not intelligent. Basically, Tucker Carlson was saying that it was okay for a 17-year-old kid to go kill some people with a gun. He didn't quite say that, but it was not far off. And so I can see why a lot of people were outraged and some people were super outraged, right? Same thing goes over here, though. I sometimes will watch liberal news sources. Like one time I was watching on MSNBC, and this guy got on and basically said, if you own more than one gun, you have some kind of mental incapacity. If you own a bunch of guns, you have a mental problem. Okay, if you're super leftist, you probably don't have a problem with that. If you're a mild Democrat, you probably have a problem with that. If you're moderate Republican, you certainly have a problem with that. And if you're anything over here, you definitely have a problem with that, right? What's interesting to me is, again, that's just a dumb statement. People over here don't see it as being dumb. People over here see it as being super dumb. And so what starts to happen is, based on our filters and what we choose to filter and how we hear things, and the people that we choose to be exposed to, we then can push ourselves to a more polar opposite direction than we really should be in. And so my advice to you is, my plea with you is, try listening to people that are a little bit differently from you. try taking down some of these filters and try to just listen to others. I think we might all learn something together. Hopefully this helps.